What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., coming to you with another episode of Upwards Conversation with Upwards Magazine, where we bring you some of the world's most innovative, some of the world's most movers and shakers that are just doing some great things in the community, for the community, about the community, and we just want to bring them to you. So each month, Upwards Magazines brings you our cover story. We bring you those that are on our cover who have been gracious enough to be on our cover, to be able to come and talk a little bit more about what they do, talk about their ministries, talk about their businesses, talk about what it is that they do, because we have people from all walks of life that are doing some great, phenomenal things. We have entrepreneurs, we have pastors, we have musicians, all of them come and talk to us about what it is that they do in the community because we believe that they have a mission, that they have a message, that they motivate you, and that there is a movement that they are about. So today is going to be no different than any of the others. And hopefully you've seen the others. You can go to our website, http the colon / twice, then it's upwardsmagazine.strikingly.com, and then the / again. So you can go there, get the current issue that you see that is there. You can get the digital download of the current copy of the magazine, and as well you can go to our YouTube channel and see our conversations that we have, our upward conversations that we call, where we have some of the I think just some phenomenal stories and some phenomenal people. And today, we have Dr. Kameika Hinson. I hope I'm saying the first. Am I saying your first name right, Doctor?
You are. It is.
Okay. Good. No one mess it up. But Dr. Kameika Hinson, who is coming to us, who's with us, and she absolutely has a phenomenal story. You can read about it in the article that we have of her inside the magazine. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us just a little bit about who she is, what she does, and then we're going to get into that deep conversation. I'm telling y'all, hold on, go grab some tissue, hold on to your hats, because it is going to be something that will touch you in your heart, touch you in your mind, the story that she has and just the work that she's doing. So Dr. Kameika, how you doing today?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm absolutely phenomenal. I want to thank you for joining us and taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join us and to be able to talk a little bit about just the great things that you are doing in the community. So can you start off, and we'll start it off this way, but just having tell the people just a little bit about who Dr. Kameika is and what she does.
Okay. Well, my name is Dr. Kameika Hinson, and I teach high achieving professional Christian women who have experienced pregnancy or infant loss how to cope, heal, and flourish through purpose discovery and storytelling. Okay, now that was the official introduction.
Right. All right, now give us the real.
But who is Kameika Hinson, Dr. Kameika Hinson? I wear several hats. I am a medical technologist. I am a minister. I wear a lot of hats, okay? But one thing that I've always wanted to do, one hat that I've always wanted to wear was that of being a mother. So basically, my journey talks about the things that I've been through. And of course, we're going to get into that a little more in detail. But that is basically the gist of who Dr. Kameika Hinson is.
Well, let me ask you something really quick. What got you? what got you started in ministry? Because you said you were a minister as well. What got you started in the ministry back in the day?
Okay, so what got me started? I knew that I was called to do something in ministry,
Mhm.
but I ran from it. And I still think that I run from it a little bit today. Maybe I don't run, I skip. But um, I knew that I was called to do something in ministry. And I, after I experienced my miscarriage, I heard a voice from God. I heard the audible voice of God telling me that I needed to do what He called me to do and stop running from it. So that's what got me into ministry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, now how did you go from being in the ministry and doing what you said, you wear many hats, and you have a couple of different businesses that you run. What got you into entrepreneurship? What got you in wanting to start your own business? Has it
Okay.
always been something that you wanted to do?
No,
Mm,
no, I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur.
okay.
Never. I mean, I just came from a family where we grew up and we got jobs and we took care of the family. But what got me started on my entrepreneurial journey is after I experienced my miscarriage, I experienced some mental health issues. So I started going to therapy.
Mm,
While
mhm.
in therapy, my counselor challenged me to start my ministry, to
Okay.
find a support group.
Okay. Okay.
I could not find a support group to save my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the subject is so taboo, so it was hard for me to find a support group. So the way my mind works, I'm like, okay, so if I need this and I can't find it, I'll just create it myself.
Mm,
And that's just the type of person that I've always been.
mhm.
I will find a way to make something happen. And that's what
And
I did.
and that you made me think about something when you just said that, because I wrote a entrepreneurship book called Young and Gifted: The Next Generation of Entrepreneurship. And doing my research for the book, I looked up different entrepreneurs that I thought about. Like I looked into the creator of Subway, um, the um, the creator of Holiday Inn, the hotels. And here's a fascinating story about him. He took his family on vacation. They wanted to take their dog with them. There were no hotels that accepted dogs. So he said, hmm, I want to go have a hotel that accepts dogs. So to this day, when you go to a Holiday Inn, they accept pets because of him saying, I can't find what I wanted. So therefore, I'm going to create what I want. I want my family, including my dog to be able to go on vacation with us. So when you said that, I automatically thought about that and how the entrepreneurship mindset is, hey, if I can't find it, if I don't see it, yes, I can create it. I can make something, because obviously there's a need, because I need it. I
Yes,
need it. So if I need it, then I know that there are others that need it as well. So I love the fact that you didn't just stop at, oh well, I can't find it. That's just it. You said no. Okay, I can't find it, well, let me create it and move with it. I think that's wonderful that you didn't let not seeing it keep you from saying, you know what, I need this help. And even if I have to find a way to help myself, I can do that and everything like that. So that's great that you're able to do that. And I love that story that you said, hey, I just I didn't see it, and I created it for myself. And as a result of that, now you have others who say, hey, I can find it. I do have that help that I need and everything. I can get that help that I need. So absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love that. Let me ask you this. If you had to use one word to describe your business and your ministry, what would that be? What would that one word be?
I would definitely say supportive.
Okay. Okay.
They are very, very, very supportive. Um, both of them are supportive.
Okay. Mhm. I love that. Okay. Okay. So let's say now, what made you say support? What made you say support?
Well, on my journey, I feel like I was not supported.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
wasn't
Okay.
supported by my family, my friends, because nobody else had experienced a miscarriage.
Right. Right.
So I definitely wanted to create something that had that support.
Mhm. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Now, what made you want to, and this is where we can go into that. What made you want to start Chasing Rainbows grief coaching services? Because that's the business side. Tell us a little bit about that and what made you want to start.
Okay, so with Chasing Rainbows is actually my for-profit business,
Okay.
and I created it because I started out as a nonprofit.
Hmm.
And to get funding and do all these fundraisers and all of that for a nonprofit and to get people to see your dream and all of that, it was kind of difficult. So I said, you know what, I got to figure out a way to make some money to fund my nonprofit organization.
Hmm.
And what I did was I created my coaching program. It started out as a 6-week coaching program. Now I'm adding a 1-day event to Chasing Rainbows, um, free coaching services, and my annually, maybe semi-annually retreat, Growing from Grief retreat.
Okay. Okay.
And with that, I want to, this is just my dream right now. I want to be able to do a collaboration book of different people telling their stories.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now, have you have now? I want you to talk. We're gonna talk a little bit about everything because I know that you have a book. You have your other leg of your business, which is Jeremiah's Journey to Healing Ministry, which is the ministry part of your business.
Mhm.
But um, in the collaboration book, in your book, have you ever done a collaboration book or been a part of a collaboration book?
I've done several
Okay.
collaboration books.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, the first one that I did, it was the First Class Life collaboration book,
Mhm.
where I went into more detail about my miscarriage journey.
Okay.
And the second one, I talked about my why. I felt like I needed to go back and explain my why.
Mhm.
Why did I want a baby so bad?
Okay.
Why did I take all of these steps to get a child? And it was because my biological father was not in my life.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So that one is deep also. And the latest one I've done was called All Gas, No Brakes. And in that one, it basically talks about my entrepreneurial journey.
Okay. Okay. Now, what services does you want to talk about the products and services that you offer with that, and then we'll talk about the same thing with Jeremiah's journey as well too, which you offer with the ministry.
Okay. So with Chasing Rainbows, I offer the 1-day event that I'm going to start doing. It
Okay.
is called the Attitude of Gratitude Challenge.
Okay.
And with this challenge, I basically go over different steps on how to show gratitude after grief.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah. And that can be that can be a challenging thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah. And with that, one day event, I will have a candle. I'm working on a gratitude journal,
Okay.
a t-shirt, and I think I'm gonna do a copy of my book also.
Okay. Okay.
And with
Now go ahead. I'm sorry. Uh-oh.
okay, with the retreat right now, it is going to be in Georgia
Okay.
with
Okay.
at the Chateau Elan winery. But I
Mm.
do want to take it, yeah, I do want to take it internationally.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I think that would be so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the retreat, we're gonna do 6 weeks of pre-work, which is actually my Guilt to Greatness
Okay.
program. And Guilt is an acronym.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And we go over the different steps on how to show guilt, how to go from guilt, the guilt of having a miscarriage, to being great.
Wow.
And with that, I want them to learn to express that in writing. After they express it in writing, we're going to do our collaboration book.
Oh, okay. 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 I like that. I like that. So you kind of have a whole journey for you all with that.
Yes.
So that's good. That sounds powerful. Now, what is it that you want the participants to come away with when they, whether it's the one day retreat, or the actual retreat that you talked about? What is it that you want them to come away with?
Okay. From the one day, I really just want them to change their mindset on
Mm.
how they view their grief and loss.
Okay.
You've got to, they've got to focus on what they, stop focusing on what they lost and be grateful and thankful for what they do have. And it's when you change that mindset, you will then get the desires of your heart.
Mm, 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 mm.
Now with the retreat, what I want them to, what I've discovered is that most women deal with guilt after experiencing a miscarriage.
Okay.
They feel like there was something that they could have done to prevent them from having a miscarriage, or maybe it was something that they did to cause them to have a
Right.
miscarriage. But a lot of them have expressed that they feel guilty about their miscarriage. And I basically want to teach them how to take the word guilt and make their life great, because you can live a life of greatness after a miscarriage.
Wow. 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 All right. Put a pin in that, because we coming back to that when we get down a little bit further. We talk about them steps from guilt to great. I love that. I love that. I love that. And like you said, I honestly believe that everything starts with the mindset. Any type of change that's gonna happen. I mean, you know the words. The word says that we begin by the renewing of our mind. That's that's a mind shift. That's the mind shift that has to happen for us in order to be able to do and move anything. Because if your mind doesn't change, you'll stay right there where you are. You won't move. You won't be able to progress in life and be able to do and be where it is that you want to do. Where you get beyond the guilt, where you can get beyond it and see, hey, I've done, as Miss Iyanla Van Zandt said, done the work. We've done the work that I think aids you in being able to shift your mind, be able to have that renewing of your mind, and be able to say, you know what, yes, I can move forward. It's one step at a time. It's moving forward one step at a time, and everything like that. So I like that. But hold that. Now,
Okay.
how does chasing rainbows, your grief coaching, assist the community? Because you're adamant about being in the community. How does it just assist the community in being better in dealing with grief? Because we're in what I call, we're kind of moving out of the pandemic. Things are starting to open back up. And we had to have this shift going in. A lot of people found out about themselves, and I say it like that. They found out about themselves being in the pandemic, where they had to be in the house and deal with themselves. And I've said this, a lot of people did not want to deal with themselves. They were so used to masking and having to go, and they could hide from themselves. With the pandemic, you couldn't hide. It was, you could not go anywhere from yourself. It wasn't like you could run in the other room and even hide from yourself. You had to be with yourself. So in this, and what we're doing and what we're going through now, and people having to deal with grief, because you have some people that had to deal with different types of grief, family loss, friendship loss, all of those things were accomplished in the pandemic that we were in and everything like that. How does what you do tap into that, along with, I mean, I know you have a specific people that you deal with women who have had a certain kind of loss. How are you, or how is what you doing helping those women get through the pandemic?
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to say that you are stepping on my toes right now.
Oh, I mean, step on your toes. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
well, because I had to deal with myself
Mhm.
during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and that was also a challenge.
Mhm.
But you know what? I produced my best work in the pandemic,
Pandemic. Wow.
getting to know myself.
Mhm.
But um, chasing rainbows, um, the way it is helping the community is I have a mission to globally change the stigma that is placed around
I love that.
miscarriage and infant loss. And it is so taboo, such a taboo subject. And nobody really wants to talk about it. They suffer in silence. I want to change that.
Mhm.
And I also want to change the way that having mental health issues, especially in my community, that is something we don't do in my community. As a matter of fact, I didn't tell anyone that I was going to therapy because I grew up in the church, and yeah. And the first thing they'll tell you to do is pray about it.
I've
Yeah.
had many conversations about that. It whew, yeah, yeah, we could go in on that.
Oh, yeah.
Just pray about it.
Just pray
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I'm like, but I thank God that I had enough wisdom to know that I needed to pray about it as well as go to
Correct.
counsel.
Right. Right. Right.
Because I promise you, I would not be where I am today had I not gone to counseling.
Right. 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 Why do you think that there's such a stigma on infant loss or miscarriage? Why is it, why do you think that people don't want to talk about it? I mean, and if you can share just a little bit, why did you feel like you didn't want to talk about it?
Well, I felt like I felt less of a woman.
Wow. Mhm.
Yes. I felt like my body failed me. I failed my child.
Mm,
So, and I felt like nobody else around me could even understand what I was going through.
mm,
So I kept it all to myself.
gotcha. Mhm.
That was my reasoning for suffering in silence. But then I realized that once I started to share my story, so many women would come to me and tell me things, and I'm like, oh my God. It is so common. 1 in 4 women will experience pregnancy or infant loss.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
And a lot of people, a lot of women come to me. A lot of men did also.
Really?
Although
Okay.
I focus on women, a
Mhm.
lot of men came to me also.
Yeah, because I think with that, when you think about the father having to go and deal with that too, going through it. Now, the physical aspect of it, no, but just the mental of losing, of losing an infant, or seeing the person that you care about, that you love, having that miscarriage. That's got to be tough to go through. And it's wonderful to hear, and it's unfortunate that what you went through helps other people. And that's why I tell people, and I was saying this earlier today in Clubhouse, tell your story. I said, because most people, and I tell my clients this too when they're writing a book about their story, and it's as compelling as yours is, tell your story, because what your story does is free someone else to live their story. And
Mhm.
and I lied to you not, that I've had so many people say the exact same thing that you said, that when I told my story, I had so many other people come to me and say, I went through it too. And the thing of it is, so many people, they suffer in thinking that they're the only ones.
Mhm.
We really do. We think that we're the only ones that has gone through or going through something. So when we do, someone's healing is on the other side of your story.
Yes. Your story happens to you, but it does not happen for you.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And we, we don't, we certainly don't agree with it. Wouldn't be like, God, yeah, that's what I want to be able to go through. That's what I want to go through. That is not what we're saying at all. At all. But as we get on what my mother calls the other side of through, when we get on that other side and we realize, okay, this wasn't for me. This was for those that I will have that encounter with, that help them to be able to go through. I had one of my clients, she has a book that she's written, called Wounds of Wisdom, talking about going through she has 7 different types of wounds. And I'm talking from church, friends, family, business. It's deep. But
Wow.
and she had, as a result of her writing that book, she had a woman that told her, because of you, she was getting ready to commit suicide. She had happened to get the book, read the book, and was like, I feel like I need to go. Somebody comes and tells you something like that because of you telling your story. I mean, I got choked up her just telling me.
Right.
I can't even imagine being the one who told that story, and someone telling you that because of them they wanted to live. I was just like, wow. I was like,
That's
man.
powerful.
So that's why I say, tell your story. Tell your story. And as one of my friends was saying in the room today, he said, um, I'm finished talking, but I'm always listening. You
Wow.
know, I'm just like, so when we talk and when we tell our story, and that's what it is. He said we're listening for what it is that what it is that we need to do, and what we're accomplishing by telling our stories, and by being on, being transparent with people. because you never know who your story is for, who your story is going to heal, who your story is going to help. So we always tell people, tell your story. So I love that you tell your story both through your coaching and through your ministry, because you're telling your story and your books, but you're telling your story in everything that you do. And even in upwards, in the magazine, you're telling your story. You're telling people about a woman who went through something, who survived going through something, and you can too. Here's what you can do as well. If I can get through it, anybody can get through it. You can go through it too. You know. So yeah, so yes, keep telling your story. Now let me ask you this. What does chasing rainbows, grief coaching mean to you? What does that, when I say that, what does that mean to you?
It's actually a meaning behind the name.
Okay.
All of them have meaning.
Meaning? Okay.
Yes. Okay, so chasing rainbows. A lot of people don't know this, but the baby that survives after you have a miscarriage or infant loss is considered to be the rainbow baby.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I don't feel that my story is finished yet. I feel like by me being obedient, God is going to give me the desires of my heart. So therefore, I named my business Chasing Rainbows, because I will not stop chasing my rainbow.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That is awesome. And see, this is why we do what we do, because there's more to, I think there's so much more to people telling their story. We couldn't put all of this, what we're talking about here, into 3 pages. There was no way that this was going to be put into 3 pages. So this is why we have these upward conversations, why we try to let people know beyond the cover. You know, because can y'all see that? You see, she got the makeup on, she all dolled up and everything on there. Y'all don't know what's behind that smile.
Ooh-wee.
What's behind that smile that's right there, and everything like that. So this is why we do upwards conversation. This is why we have these conversations, things like that you just told us. What the name coming behind it. Now, tell me about Jeremiah's journey to healing. How did you come up with that name for your ministry?
Okay, so I experienced my miscarriage at about 2 months. I was about 2 months along. So I did not know if my baby was a boy or a girl. But what I did know, that if it was a boy, his name would be Jeremiah.
Wow.
And if it was a girl, her name would be Journey. So I just combined both of their names. Yes.
Come on now. See? Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I love that. Now see that. Oh wow, that's really a meaning behind it when somebody say that. So that is wonderful. Wow. If you can, I want you to give. I want you to talk to that person that's going through this loss. If you can give them 3 steps to dealing with grief and overcoming and overcoming a loss, whether it's an infant loss or whether it's a miscarriage, can you give them 3 steps how they can begin that journey and getting to the other side of 3, as I said before?
Ooh, that's a really hard task right there, because 3 steps. Oh my goodness. Even my book has 10 steps. But to sum it up, I would say take care of your health, whether it be mental or physical or both. Take care of your health. Change your mindset about the way that you view grief, and share your story. But that's just a
right. No, and that's what I want. Just something to get them started. Yeah, we're not taking them through the whole the whole coaching class, because we want you to sign up for the coaching class. We want you to be able to do that. We want you to certainly do that. So, but these are just some simple beginning steps in order to
Yeah.
be able to, like you said, because I really do believe mindset is the key to everything. Your
Oh,
mindset,
yeah.
because that sets you on that journey. Because if you don't have the will to do it, you don't have the mindset to do it, you won't do it. And I believe what will happen is you'll find yourself falling deeper and deeper away from it. And that's what I take from your story. You were determined that in spite of what you were going through, I'm going to get through it. And I'm going to seek what it was that I needed to do in order to be able to in order to be able to get through it. So I love that. So that was for y'all that might not have caught it. That was, and I'll do it this way. Your mindset, you got to deal with your mindset first. Your get help, that's physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the aspects of who we are. And then the third one is tell your story. I like that. Tell your story. Tell your story. And I call them I like the three T's of a journey. That's your trials, triumphs, and or trials, triumphs, and testimony. Your trials
Yeah.
and your triumphs give you your testimony, no matter what way. You know, whether you have the trials that you go through first or your triumphs, they bring you to your testimony and telling your story. So I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So why is it important for us to deal with and address grief um, from a mental health standpoint? Because you mentioned that about getting the help, getting
Mhm.
the help. Why is that important for us? Because you know us, and I'm gonna say it like that. You know us, and especially and I'm gonna be even more us as men.
Yes.
If we not if we not about to go, I'll be all right. Shake it off, that type that type of thing. What talk about the importance of the mental aspect of it, if you can, and us getting help when we're going through grief, because a lot of us, like you said, you went through it by yourself. A lot of us feel like I can't tell anybody. I
Mm.
have to have this image, or I have to have this, this thing about me that I'm tough and everything else. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of getting the mental health?
Yes, it is very important to get help with mental health. Um, After any type of loss,
Yeah,
because or anything that you're going through, mental health is so important. Oh my goodness. And I'm so passionate about it
mhm.
because I've always been interested in how the mind works
Okay. Mhm. Mhm.
and why people do certain things the way that they do them. So, especially in my community, I just feel like, if I could just be honest, I feel like it is important in my community because we need to change the way that we view things.
Yeah,
We need to learn that it is okay. And by getting your mental health together, you can flourish and be the best version of you.
absolutely. Absolutely. And we can't even see, there's such a stigma. I think it's diminishing, and I don't know how you feel about that. I do think that negative stigma of getting help is being knocked down, because I think we're starting to realize and starting to understand it's okay. And even with men, that's one of the things that I try to stress, and even the men that I'm around, it's okay to say I'm not okay.
Mhm.
I'm not okay. Because we do a natural reaction to us. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. As men, we say I'm good. You know, and that's it. But we have this thing, and I love it. One of my friends, he has it. It's a mental health check-in where once a week, once a month, hey dude, just calling to check on you, see how you doing, how's everything going, what's up, how's friends and family, how things going with you, just to have that conversation,
I love it.
because everybody's not okay. And especially during the pandemic, everybody wasn't okay. Everybody was not okay. So we have to understand that even if it's our good friends, even if we think that they're the strong one, you still check on them,
Oh,
because at a friend of mine, close friend of mine, she lost her mother recently, just lost her mother recently. And so when she sent me the message, let me know that her mother had passed and everything like that, I was like, man, are you okay? I'm like, those things, and every week since then, hey, how you doing? You all right? What's going on? Because I cared about her so much, and I know how close she was with her mother. She was very close to her mother. But I also know she was the one that a lot of other people look to. She's seen as the strong one. She's seen it, and I even at the funeral. I mean, her family, from her father to her brother to her sister. I mean, they stood up, and I mean, it was just like you put on this strong persona. But I know how it is, because I lost my father back in 2012. So I know the pain. And you're sitting when all of the stuff and everybody's gone away, there's nobody around. That's when that stuff starts to get into you. That's when you start that mental aspect of it that you talk about, that you need to be able to deal with. How do I deal with me when it's quiet? When it's when it's quietly loud, if that makes sense to anybody,
and I'm so glad that you said that,
Mhm.
because I am the strong friend.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
am the strong friend, and that's why I focus on professional women,
Okay,
because we're the strong ones.
right, right, right.
We have to go to work and act like nothing ever happened,
Yeah,
and then we're the ones that go home and cry ourselves to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
That was me. So
Wow.
that is why those women are my niche.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was me.
But absolutely, and because we just those of us that, like you said, that are strong, and people don't, a lot of our friends, even family members, oh, they okay, they all right, they'll be all right, they gonna get through it, or they're the ones that you're the one that everybody else looks to when something that when they're going through something, so we have this sense of I have to be strong, you know.
Yes.
But always say this, who who is it that cares for those that care for others? You know what I'm saying? Because even
Mhm.
in that, there still needs to be someone. A teacher has to have a teacher, so to
Yeah.
speak. A teacher has to have a teacher. So, a preacher has to have a preacher, you
Mhm.
know. A preacher has to have a preacher, because we have to have an outlet. We have to have somebody that we can go to be able to help us navigate through it,
Yeah.
to be able to get through things, So I love that you said that, and being able to, that you were the strong one, and that you said, hey, I need help. There was a time where I needed help and still need help in getting
Mhm.
through things. That to me, I think we, as whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's being a minister, or doing what you do, that can be, because I have a friend of mine that's what do you call it? She's a clinician, but she deals with people that are mentally, going through stuff all the time. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be draining,
Mhm.
and with you having to, with you dealing with women that go through that, even though you're taking them through this journey, that still has to be draining for you. So you have to have a place to be able to go to release. Whoo, that was a rough one today. That I didn't. know how to be able to get through that one. So, being able to get through that. So even those that may do what you do, having somebody to go through or having some kind of outlet. How important is that to you or for you to be able to have an outlet to be able to release?
Whew, I think that is so important because counselors need counselors,
Yeah.
therapists need therapists. Yes, after you take on so much stuff from other people, you
Right.
have to have, like you said, an outlet.
Mhm.
And if you don't have an outlet and you're not going to be able to pour from an empty cup.
Yep.
So I
Absolutely.
can't help you if I don't have anybody to pour into me and
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah. Because I call it my picture in the glass theory. Because how you go to a restaurant and you sit at a table and there's a setting at each table and there's a glass at each
Mhm.
setting. Well, and then they'll bring out a pitcher of water, they'll bring out a pitcher of lemonade, soda, whatever it is that they bring out. The pitcher is used to pour into the glass. And sometimes with the pitcher, where we pour into people, and sometimes we have to be the glass to get poured into. And it's understanding, yes, I need to get poured into. So who is it that is my pitcher? Because I tell my mentor and those that I get poured into by, thank you for being my pitcher. I tell my pastor, thank you for being my pitcher because you pour into me,
Mhm.
when I need to get poured into. And then as a result of that, I can then pour into other people, pour into other people. I can then be the pitcher to pour into other people. So
Yeah.
that's what you do. You
Yes.
pour into people, but you also need to get poured into as well. Because like you said, you can't pour from an empty glass. You can't get money out of an account that doesn't have any money in it. You can go to the ATM all you want to, but it's not going to give you any money if you don't have money in that account. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You can go do that. You can go try it all you want to, but if you ain't got no money in there, it is not giving you anything. It will tell you non-sufficient funds. We can't help.
Yep.
Put some money in there, and then we can help you. But until then, I can't help you. So, but we do. We have to. We do have to get poured into, and I think that's vitally important, no matter what aspect that we have in life. We have to get poured into because we can't always be taken from because we will be gone.
Yes.
So I love that. So let me ask you, what you got next? Is there anything that you're working on that you want to tell the folks about that people need to know about that they can be a part of or participate? In addition to your book as well too, because I want you to tell people where the name title of the book and then where they can get it as well too.
Okay. So basically it's just I'm working on revamping my one day event,
Okay,
my
okay,
gratitude challenge, and my um retreat.
okay, okay, okay. Now let me ask you. Now you said now are you in the Georgia area? Because I know you said you wanted to have the retreat in Georgia. Are you down in that Atlanta, Georgia area? Okay,
Yes, I
okay,
am.
cool. Cool, because there's an event coming up that you might be interested in going into. I'll let you know about that too. I'll send you the information on it
Okay.
as well that I think would be great for you and even your clients. That would be great to be a part of and stuff too. So and then you can kind of network and stuff like that too. So um, but um, but yeah, so that's great. Now, how can people connect with you? How can they contact you if they want you to come out and speak at an event, or if they want to be a part of your ministry, if they want to connect with your ministry, or have you purchase your book as well?
Okay. So people can always email me or follow me on social media, but my email is Coach Cam at chasingrainbowsgcs.com.
Now, is that KAM? Spell Cam because you know how folks are.
Yes,
You want to spell that out
KAM.
for them. Spell that out for them. You're like, well, I tried to spell it, was it a C or K? I couldn't find it. So if you can spell it out for me.
Coach Cam, KAM. And to purchase a copy of my book, you can go to growingfromgriefbook.com.
Oh, cool, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Kameika Hinson. That's Doctor. Doctor, thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with me, the upward conversation. I know that someone is going to be better because of this conversation, because of the article that they'll read about you, because of the great things that you're doing in the community. People are better already. So I thank you for what you do. Thank you for being a part of Upwards Magazine. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for telling your story and being a part of it. Yeah, this has been fun. I told you it would be painless. I told you it would be painless. It'd be painless. It wasn't gonna be, you know, I wasn't gonna make you divulge any kind of secrets or nothing like that.
But please believe I will share them. I'm very open.
Y'all hear that? She said she gonna tell it. So y'all better watch it. Y'all better watch out. She gonna tell it. I'm telling. But thank you so much for coming and joining us and being a part of this. We really appreciate it at Upwards Magazine and everything that you've done thus far together to tell your story and being a part of this. She is the current cover. Can y'all see that? She is the current cover of Upwards Magazine, the May issue. So you can go to http:// upwards magazine.strikingly.com. You can go there with the / at the end. You can go to the website and you can get the digital version of the magazine. If you want to order a physical print of the magazine, then you certainly want to let us know. You can shoot us an email right there on the contact us page as well, and we can get the digital version out, not the digital version, get the physical version out to you as well, so that you can have that if you like me, because I like turning pages. So I like turning pages. So yeah, I'm a reader like that. The digital stuff, I'll do it. I even got into audiobooks now too. So, but
Really?
I know, right? Because I like to turn pages, but I found out it's a lot easier to listen to an audiobook than it is to actually read another book. Because all I gotta do is sit there and listen. So it goes by a lot faster when you're listening. So that's pretty cool. But Dr. Hinson, thank you so much. We appreciate you for all that you're doing for the community, in the community, and about the community. We thank you for what you do, and we appreciate you. So this has been another episode of Upwards Conversations with Upward Magazine. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., and we will see you all next time.